Hello guys, welcome back to Ivaintures. So I'm here in this beautiful neighborhood in Maryland called Burtonsville. It's really close to Laurel actually. Why am I here? I'm here to meet Kwesi. Kwesi is actually a gentleman from Ghana who reached out to me when I started my African journey. For those of you who are new to my channel, I've been traveling to Africa so much this year. I started with Ghana. Next thing you know, I went to Ivory Coast and I just completed a trip in Kenya. I miss Africa so much. So when I was leaving Ghana, a gentleman actually wrote to me and said, hey man, I own this business here and we should meet up and talk. I was so sad because I was already on my way out to Ivory Coast. So we didn't get a chance to meet and talk or anything. So when I came back home, I reached out to him just to say hi, and comes to find out he actually lives in Maryland, in the same state as me. Wow, look at this car right here. Oh, I think that's him. Yeah. Yo, this guy is stunting like crazy. Look at Kwesi, man. Oh my goodness. Kwesi, man, what's up? What's up? Whoa, that's how you roll, man? Oh, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you, brother.
Go ahead and park and let's just get started, man. All right. Wow. Yo, you see how this guy is rolling, man? This is Africans in Maryland, man. When people are successful in the United States, it's always good to talk to them, because if you're watching me from Africa and your dream is to come to the US eventually, it's good to see people like him who are here, who are successful, so he can talk to you about some of the tips. So he's not just here working a 9-to-5 and stuck in the system. No, he's actually out there in opening businesses in Africa, in the motherland. And this is a theme that I want to touch on a little bit. Talk to Africans here who've been here, who understand the American system and are investing back home, all right? So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be talking business and all kind of stuff related to Africa in the United States. So let's go ahead and do that. If you want to follow up with anything that we discuss, please reach out to him. I'm going to put his Instagram on the description below. He's very open and he does a lot of conversations about various subjects regarding life in America as an immigrant. So let's go ahead and get started. So how you doing, Kwesi?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me over your house.
Yeah.
So tell me, let's start with this. How long have you been in the US?
I haven't been here that long, and that's something that shocks a lot of people. I've been just about 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
So far, so good. Systems work.
Yeah.
Things are well structured, and that's number one thing that I like about here.
Yeah.
I don't like the bills, though.
You don't like the bills? Yeah. That's one thing about America you guys have to realize, man. Being here is expensive, man. And people be calling you, man, can you send me money? There's a funeral. In Cameroon, there's always a funeral, man. Every week, every month. I don't know if it's the same in Ghana. So you always have to have a funeral budget, man, to send money back home. Is it the same thing for you guys?
It's the same in Ghana. It's like, hey, you know, even the house that you build that they live in, they want you to pay the light bill, the water bill. It's like you live there, you're using the water and the light. Just at least pay for the utilities. But they want to pay for everything. So it's pretty much the same everywhere in Africa.
Yeah. So what is it about the US that you wish you knew before you moved over here?
One thing that I really wish I had learned about before moving over here was handiwork. I'm a professional in corporate America, but to get a side hustle as soon as you land here, if you know how to do handyman work like mechanic, yard work, plumbing, carpentry. I wish I had those skills when I just got here, because you can make a lot of money immediately you get here doing some of those jobs that out there in Ghana, in Africa, they don't really respect. But out here, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. So what prompted you within 7 years, you bought a house, and you opened a business in Ghana?
Yep.
Guys, I didn't get a chance to show you the business, but that's a video. The next time I return to Accra, he has several businesses over there, but there's one in particular that I'm interested in. He has a bar. I'll let him explain, by the beach over there, and we're gonna make a vlog over there the next time I go. So I'll bring you guys, some of those visuals. So talk to me about this business. Is that a bar? Is that a resort? What is it exactly?
It's a beach resort that I own in in Ghana. It's in the western region in Zuma near Ghana Gas. Western region has the best beaches.
Yeah.
It's a luxury beach resort with so many facilities. We
Yeah.
have very, very beautiful games, and it's just about 8 minutes from Nzulezo. So most people who come to stay there, they go to Nzulezo to have fun and enjoy the Stills Village. So, it's called Venice View Beach Resort.
Okay.
It's in Nzima, Western Region, Ghana.
Okay, all right. Despite the bills in America, he opened a business in Africa. Some people can't even go back home on vacation, man. This guy opened a whole business. So despite the bills in America, this gentleman, he opened a business, actually several businesses in Africa. I'm going to let him break it down for you. So what is your secret sauce, man, for anybody watching this who is dreaming about opening businesses? They're here in the U.S. What is your secret? How'd you do it?
Yep. The secret out here is to be intentional about what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're out here working as a plumber, a carpenter, a software engineer, a project manager, you own your own business out here, you have to be intentional and focused and persistent out here. There's so many bills, but that does not mean you should not start something back home to help your folks back home and employ them. So that's like the skills that you need to be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Outside of that, you will have to set goals.
Yeah.
Short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. And then work towards them. There are going to be challenges along the way, but you have to anticipate them and then make sure you curb them as and when they come. So that's on the soft skills. We're going to tell you a bit more detail, step by step, on how to achieve that in a bit.
All right. Now, I noticed on Instagram, he gives a lot of tips, advice about, I think it's software engineering.
Yep.
Can
businesses.
Is that your field?
Yeah. I'm a software engineer, right, by profession. I started my profession obviously in Ghana. So before I got out here, I had transferable skills. That's what we call transferable skills. And then I skilled out here when I got here. Of course, in terms of salary, remuneration, back home in Africa, it's not as compared here. And that's the leverage that you have as a software engineer when you get here.
Yeah.
If you want to get into that field of software engineer, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But I also give tips around how as a software engineer you can make it.
Yeah.
Especially back home in Africa. I also give tips on how to start your business and scale out here. If you need to start a business, or if you have an existing business, how to scale. Scaling means that getting more customers, staying consistent, getting more funding, getting more grants, getting more revenue to make sure that your business is staying afloat in a competitive market.
Yeah.
So let's delve a bit into the software engineering side of things, and I can tell you more, especially for folks back in Africa. I just posted recently, there are so many opportunities as a software engineer in Africa, right? Out here, Jeff Bezos started Amazon a decade ago, and it's doing so well. Alibaba is in China, right? If you think about it, what is the equivalent of some of these services in Africa? We do have Jumia and Co, but there is still room for the market. What that means is there are so many opportunities out there. I can give you a very simple example in the wholesale area, especially in agriculture, right?
Yeah.
We in Africa are blessed with the climate, the food produce out there fresh from market. So if you're a software engineer out there, you can target wholesaling in agriculture. Very simple. Create a simple platform that does wholesale, not retail, because there are other retail platforms. So what that means is if someone wants to buy onions, tomatoes, pepper, rice on a wholesale, they come to your platform and then they purchase it, and you aggregate all the farmers onto your platform. So when someone places an order, you just take it from the farmer and then deliver it to whoever placed the order. And because it's wholesale, you are assured of constant revenue and high numbers when purchases are made. Of course, you have to think about marketing, how to market it, how to make sure that people are subscribing. That's where your hurdle will come from.
Yeah.
But mostly, aggregating the farmers should be easy. Building the platform should be easy because you're a software engineer. And then reaching out to folks out there. You can start with your simple YouTube ads. You can start with your simple Instagram, Facebook ads, and then start scaling. Sending word of mouth flyers out there. And once you have a specific number of people on your platform, it becomes easy, and then you can start raising money as a software engineer.
Right. And
within a short time, you're a millionaire. So we are giving you live tips. We are not doing all talk because, my motto is acta non verba.
That's right.
Deeds, not words.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah. Many times people move in the United States and become trapped in the system. They're not able to travel because they are crushed with the bills. You come out here, you have this American dream. But how many people are actually able to say that they are living the American dream? How many people? And that's the reason why I'm happy to talk about someone like him who came and is successful all within 7 years, man. 7 years, and you did not get crushed by this system. That is something that I truly admire. You know, many people come here, they think, you know, America is Disneyland.
No.
But it's not.
No.
America is not Disneyland. You have to work hard. I think this country is the best country for opportunities, but you have to go out and get it. You have to be willing to sacrifice, you know. And that's also to you guys in Africa who think we are all here, life is so much better. Some of you guys live better than us here in the US. You know, we can give you guys all these tips and stuff, but you have to realize one thing. Africa is the spot. I travel all over, and I think Kwesi Hill will agree. Africa is the place. America is great for opportunities, but when it comes to life, Africa is a space, man. What do you think about that?
I think that's a very good point that you made right there. Africa is a future, right? And we call it an emerging market. What that means is in all aspects of the economy, in all aspects of production, goods and services, there are so many opportunities out there that graduates, folks out there in Africa can take up and then make it. You don't necessarily have to be out here. The one thing about out here is once you come and you get stuck in the system, it's so difficult.
Yes.
Now out here I have kids. There's daycare, they go to school. So it's difficult for me to say, let me pack my bags and go back home and then relocate and stay there forever. What are my kids going to do? I mean, are they going to stop going to school? Are you going to stop supporting them? Their mom will probably not agree you taking them back home. So it's, once you get stuck out here, you're stuck in a system of a roller coaster, bills
That's
every
right.
month. But Africa has a lot of opportunities out there that we can tap into, especially for folks back home in Africa. And one thing I tell my friends is that when I was back home, I was stupid because I could not see some of these opportunities until later when I kept traveling back home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I live in this vast land with so much coconut. So where I come from in the western region in Nzima, coconut is everywhere, right? Fresh out of school, I send my applications. Of course, I'm a software engineer. I want to start coding, work for a company. But let's rethink it. Say I pulled in all, the owners of this coconut, get a dry coconut, put them into a container, write a proposal, send it out there to Dubai and ask a company, say, hey, I have 5 containers full of coconuts, because I know Dubai is one of the major exporters or importers of coconut. And then send them a proposal. Of course, the unit price for that coconut out there is higher. And so when I sell it to them and I send them samples and they like it, now I've created a simple business and I live right there. The coconut is right behind my door. So I can just keep shipping over and over, and that's $1 million business right there.
Amazing.
I'll just keep supplying them with coconut without having to wait on a paycheck every month, every 2 weeks from a company that I work for. So that's one area I'm looking at, just coconut. You can imagine so many other produces out there that you can venture into to be successful out here, out there in Africa. So,
that's right. The vast majority of Americans don't have $1,000 in their bank accounts.
Nope.
I'm going to look at the stats on this, guys, and I'll put them.
That is correct.
I'm telling you.
A study by Bankrate.com finds that only 44% of Americans can cover an unplanned emergency expense of $1,000, with 35% saying they'd need to borrow that money to get by.
This country, and it's not because they don't work. They work. It's just by the time you get your paycheck and they remove all the taxes, you are left with these bills and you can't do much. So I say if you're an immigrant in America and you only have one job, unless you have like a great career, you work for a great company, make a great salary. But if you're not making at least $100,000 a year and you don't work 2 jobs, you're doing something wrong. Because in this country, you can get off work at 4 or 5 o'clock. You can go deliver food. I have a friend, that's all he does. He's delivering food. Or you can create your own thing. You can open a YouTube channel. You can do whatever you need to do to spread out your income, because relying on one paycheck is deadly. That's how you end up never coming back home. And then they call you for that funeral back in Africa and say, hey, auntie so-and-so passed away. And you say, hey, I ain't got no money, man. And people think you're lying, but you're not lying. You're not lying. Man, So 7 years, this gentleman here, he has made it happen, man. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, for real.
Yeah. It's been a lot of hard work out here. And of course, when you're out here, you have two lives, right?
Yeah.
You have your life out here in America, and then you have your life back home.
Yeah.
So staying abreast with both lifestyles can be very challenging.
Yes.
But you have to be focused, you have to be intentional, you have to know every bit of everything that is going on around you, and you have to pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you're going to fail and fail miserably.
Yeah.
And so in a typical day when I get up, I'm thinking about all the things that I needed to do back home, all the tasks that I've assigned to my employees back home, what they need to do. I replay that in my mind over and over and over. And then I have to switch over to America and focus on whatever I have to do out here to also stay afloat.
Yeah.
So you'll have to be intentional and focused. Otherwise, the system out here will drag you.
Absolutely.
And it's tough. It's not been easy.
Yeah.
It's been super challenging.
Yeah.
But we're staying afloat.
Now, talking about businesses, one of the biggest drawback from what I hear other business owners like yourself who are Africans told me is like, man, you open a business, you ship a container. I have a friend, Nathan, shout out to Nathan if you're watching this, and I will bring him on some of the future videos. He has a clothing business. He buys secondhand clothing here, ships them back home. The problem is by the time the container gets there, people will sell, let's say they made $10,000 and then they only said they made $2,000. So he's losing close to 80% of what he has invested. What these people don't realize is that if he doesn't get that money, he can't buy more things here to ship back home. But they don't care. They just want to take, especially if you're not there to control it. So now he decided to go to Africa himself, to Cameroon, receive the container, go back there, receive it, and sell everything himself before he flies back. So he just completed about 6 months in Cameroon to make sure that's done. It's draining. He leaves his family here for several months alone. It's not fun, but that's what he has to do to protect his investment. So now you're here in the US most of the time.
Yep.
How do you control that people are doing the right thing back home without getting ripped off?
Yep. I'm an engineer, and so for my resort, when I built it, I designed it myself. I'm able to get to the point of calculating how much cement bags will go into a single building.
Yeah.
Right? I know the number of bags, the number of what we call sand, the number of stones, what we call gravels. I know how many metric tons of iron rods are needed. And then, of course, I calculate, say, a 10% margin of error on top of that.
Yeah.
So before I say, hey, come build this structure for me, I know how many of these bags, of these bill of quantities are involved. And then I can put a margin on there. So if you come and you're trying to screw me and take my money, I know.
Yeah.
If you come and you're within the margin of error, I know. So that's how I make sure that nobody is, taking more than they expect. The only aspect you can, maybe get a little bit from me is labor. Of course, that's your labor.
Yeah.
That's what you're charging for. So
That's right.
over there, we can negotiate and then strike a deal on a fair number for the both of us. But overall, there have been challenges. There are times where you entrust monies to an individual, say go buy something, and then they buy a lower quality instead of the higher quality that you wanted, and then they keep the difference in money. And so you thought they bought the higher quality, but then they bought the lowest quality, and then they use it 3, 4, 5 months down the line, you start having issues, and then they inspect, and then it's like, okay, poor quality, then you have to replace. So those are some of the challenges I faced in my business, but we still overcame them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most people are being responsible with your stuff over there. You're not getting ripped off.
So once in a while you have complaints of theft here and there. Once in a while you have complaints of negligence here and there. So I do have what I call mystery shoppers.
Oh, nice.
So mystery shoppers, essentially, randomly, I would send somebody over, and then they are coming as guests, right? But I know definitely they are not guests; they are watching.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good thing.
And so it's very normal, especially in corporate America. In retail, they have mystery shoppers, right?
Yeah.
They'll just show up in one of the Target stores as a customer, but they're actually watching everything and then reporting on it.
Yeah.
So I do that once in a while to make sure things are in order. And then, of course, when I go back home, I check on it myself. So So far, so good.
Are you working with family members, or are you working with just people that you hired because they apply for the job and then you hired them? Who do you work with?
It's a mix of both.
Okay.
I do have some family, and then I do have folks within the community. Because although we set it up, especially with the resorts, I have other businesses. Especially with the resort, we're trying to make sure we employ folks from the community.
Yeah.
So that they have jobs, right? So you're trying to solve a social problem, as well as also staying afloat as a businessman. So
Yeah.
it's a mix, but not too many family members, because that can always
That
create
can
a
be
mess.
tough, right? Man, it's tough to work with family sometimes, man. It's even hard to work with friends sometimes.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a lot less headache
Yep.
if you work with complete strangers.
Yep.
Because you don't feel bad firing people either, and which is an important thing to be able to do. But when it's a family members, next thing you know, your uncle calls you like, "Hey, man, why are you firing my son? What are you doing? You live in America, man. You got money. You can afford to lose." Which they don't understand. You cannot afford to lose.
So my approach to that is I would let you know. So most of the employees that I've worked with, I will let you know yourself. You would be able to tell me that, I have to go. So that's how I manage the relationship with my employees. I'll set a target for you. I'll make sure you're staying afloat, and then at some point we have a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's a mutual conversation where they admit that, okay, this job is too tough, I can't keep up, I think we should find somebody. And most of the time they agree. And so for folks who've worked for me, once they are gone, I still have that relationship with them. Some have gone and come back.
Wow.
Just because I built a whole different sort of relationship to the point where you're able to tell me, hey, I can't do this, find somebody else. Or I broke something. I want you to work with me in a way as a friend, right?
Yeah.
And say, hey, I broke this, let's buy a new one. Tell me the truth. Don't break it and hide it, and when we have guests coming over, they can find it. That you'll be fired on the spot. But if you do something that is not right, just tell me, hey, I was cleaning and then this broke. It's okay, we'll replace it.
Yeah.
But if you break it or you do something bad or terrible, and you can't call me as a friend and say, hey,
I messed up.
This happened. Just buy me another one when you're shipping your next container.
Yeah.
I like that kind of honesty, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is what is going on. I need you to do this. I want that relationship. So when we get to that point where you tell me, I can't do this job, find somebody, we both work together to find a replacement.
Yes.
So that's how I work with my employees.
Yes.
Versus the military type of hey. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you miss the most? I don't know. When is the last time you went back to Ghana? Guys, I was in Ghana recently. It was an amazing time. I didn't go anywhere else but Accra because I was having too much fun. But there's a lot of different tribes in Ghana. There's a lot of amazing culture there. Yeah. And I really loved it. And Ghana is the first independent country in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. Yep. So I just had a great time there. And I cannot wait to go back to Accra. So what do you miss the most about Ghana?
Ghana is beautiful, right? What I really miss is waking up at dawn to the sound of the cockerel crowing at dawn and the sound of the birds. And for me, living at the beach, the fresh sounds of the ocean, I miss it a lot. And
where
then,
did you live in
the
Ghana?
Food. I was in between Accra, Kumasi, and then the western region.
Okay,
the beach.
Okay. Shout out to those places.
Yeah. So, and of course the food, I miss the food. But the good thing is I'm in the DMV. This is DC, Maryland, Virginia, so I can get the same food staples out here because there's so many Ghanaians and African markets and restaurants out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and overall the people, very nice people, very welcoming. So yeah, those are some of the things I miss. And mostly my family. Yeah. Of course, family.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with the area, Maryland is one of the most diverse, state in the US, except maybe New York. But here in the DMV area, you have people from all over the world, man. Yep. Oh my goodness. So you have a lot of restaurants, huge diversity that comes with that. Yeah. So that's where we are. Do you have a wife out here? Are you married? Because some ladies from Ghana are gonna watch this video. They're gonna be like, man, this guy, he's a millionaire in America. Let me hit up this guy and be, what's up, man? So what you gonna say?
Yeah. So I do have a lot of friends out there. So if you wanna reach out and do business with me, if you want to come out here and hang out, definitely reach out, and then we can hang out and show you around.
How about the single ladies that are going to reach out to you?
Yeah, they can also reach out. I'm a businessman, so
okay.
If you want to reach out and talk business and hang out and have fun, you can do that.
Okay, outstanding.
But yeah, I'm out here.
All right. Sounds good. So now, let's talk about your travel experience. Have you done any traveling?
I've done a lot of traveling myself. There are a few other places that I haven't been to. I've been everywhere except for those Philippines, Thailand, Malta. I haven't been to Greece yet.
Okay.
So these 4 are on my list to go. And I tell my friends, hey, look, guys, when I get bored, I'll just pack everything, go back home, go stay at the beach, and then just travel to these 4 vacation spots all the time and give you what the Africans call pressure.
Give you pressure. Oh yeah.
But I'm still out here because my kids are young and they have to go to school.
Yeah,
you have to support them.
Right.
So you can't just pack and go.
What's your long-term goal? Are you planning to eventually go back to Ghana permanently, or are you making America your final spot?
So the long-term goal eventually, of course, all of us retire back home. We'll retire back home, but in the meantime, in between, we are looking into entering into the scene of politics, not necessarily for political sake, but just to help the people. Because where I'm from, there's so many resources. Like in the part of Ghana, Western region, in Zima that I'm from, we have oil.
Yeah.
Oil, not just any amount of oil. We have a lot of oil. We have a lot of gold. To talk to you about the coconuts, we have the beautiful beaches, especially in West Africa. I think we have the best beaches in West Africa.
Wow.
So I have a whole vision around turning that whole area into like a Miami sort of vacation spot. And that's why I started a beach resort over there. I'm also looking into bringing investors to invest into the oil.
What's the name of the beach where your business is located right now?
So the beach resort is called Venice View Beach Resort.
Okay.
Venice, as in Venice in California. Venice View Beach Resort. It's in the Western region in Ghana. So if you're in Ghana, you can go stay there. If you reach out to my Instagram, I can get you good deals. If you're my friend, you can go stay there for a little bit. So yeah, that's the whole goal is to turn that whole area into a tourism spot.
Yeah.
Where we have investors coming in to stay and then invest in the oil and gold, and then also make the people comfortable. Because it's a tourism spot, they're gonna get jobs, everybody will be happy, and that's where my ambition lies.
Okay.
In the future.
Okay. What are some of the challenges that you face since you opened this business?
Oh Lord. Yeah. So. Some customers, you're gonna have some bad apples here and there, some that would come and would not want to pay an agreed amount even though you're giving them the services. Of course, with every business you have 1 or 2 bad apples. Now also taxes, and then the local government. It's a business that you set up, at least they should give you like a 2-year leeway to say, okay, operate this business for 2 years tax-free.
Yeah.
Just because when you came, you're solving the problem of unemployment for us, employing these folks, right? So we're gonna say, run this business for 2-3 years tax-free.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. Day one, tax man is there. It's already calculated.
In Ghana?
Yeah. So
they're like the IRS in the US, man. They're right on your back, man.
Right there, it's like, I'm estimating this, how much you're going to make. I need you to start paying these taxes. And then extortion. That's something that we can't stop talking about. So all the departments from various sectors of the government, they will come and then they will start extorting because they think you just got up. Some actually think you're into some scam and you've built this huge resource, so they're coming to get a part of the money. So you always have to manage those relations in a certain way, and then for those that are not legit, you have to find smarter ways of pushing them away.
Yeah.
So extortion, bad apples in terms of customers, and then sometimes we have some downtimes too in terms of slow seasons where there is no business, but then of course you have bills with your employees and their salaries and you have to pay all those,
of course.
So there's been once or twice where I've had to send money to pay some of the bills and then pay some of my employees, but it's picking up just because we've had some influencers out there who've come to support us to help it be better. So we are innovating. We are trying to be more proactive and innovative to bring in more customers and then help, keep the workforce afloat.
Okay, that's really good. So we're back in the crib right now with Kwesi. You know, just finishing up with some drinks, you know, out here.
You know how it is.
So I know you're gonna notice on his Instagram, he does a lot of different videos and he motivates you a lot. So what is your goal with that? What are you trying to who's your audience and what are you trying to do?
Yep. So I'm targeting minorities, social Africans that are out here in the diaspora, and also have some Africans back home. The goal is to provide tips and ideas and help structure, if you have a business, if you're looking to start a business, help you structure it professionally. Because what you notice is most businesses out here, especially minorities, folks from Africa who have businesses out here, there is the lack of that professionalism. And so they are losing money and they don't even know they are losing money. I'll give you a typical example. If you walk into an African store, you know, most of the time you go in there, you buy stuff and you just head out, right?
Yeah.
There is nothing like customer acquisition. There's nothing like customer value management. People are coming, they're buying stuff. You as a business owner, you have to start thinking, which of these items are being bought most of the time? Which customers are buying them? That requires that you start gathering all the customer information, reaching out to them with deals and offers and promotional deals. When you do that, you might be able to find a specific group or a cohort of customers that will constantly patronize your services and then give you what we call monthly recurring revenue.
Yeah.
And that makes your business profitable and you get more money over time. And then you're able to use that information to even help organize your inventory and even where you place stuff on the shelves. You'll be able to see which stuffs are being bought together all the time, which stuffs are being bought in singles, which ones are being bought monthly. And that helps you place the items nicely and neatly. And it makes your business much more profitable. So I help with that. I also help with business grants and funding. You know, I'll coach you, guide you, help you structure your business in a way, and then write letters to get sponsorship and funding here and there. And then for folks who are inclined towards information technology, I'm providing pretty much almost free classes to help you pick up jobs out here. Because there are some demographics, like specific demographics from Asia, who are known to dominate the IT field, right? And so what I'm doing is, and these are high-paying jobs, 6 figures. And for those who go into contracting in IT, 7 figures. And so for Africans out here, most of them have an easy path to citizenship. What that means is, if you have your citizenship, there are so many federal jobs out there in IT that you can take because you can get a security clearance. And so I'm helping folks learn data analytics, data science, data engineering, cybersecurity, networking, Linux administration within the field of IT. So I'm offering all those trainings, 75% discount. It's amazing. And so what the goal is to help more of Africans to come into the field of IT and take up these high-paying jobs. And so that's pretty much what I talk about on my Instagram. And then once in a while, live tips here and there on how to become a millionaire.
All right.
Yep.
How to become a millionaire. That is a very powerful statement and question that some of you guys might be wondering. So I wanted to meet him, talk to him in person.
Yep.
There's so much to cover. He knows a lot, but we can't cover it all in one video. So definitely follow up with him. If you're American and you're watching this, you know, and you're trying to figure out how to make more money, or if you're African in Africa trying to figure out how to be successful when and if you move to the US, this is the guy.
Yep.
To be successful, you need to know successful people. That is the only way that works. Being in America for us immigrants is a blessing. Don't waste that opportunity. If you're here, whether you have that green card or you're a citizen and you are sitting there, what should I do next?
Yeah.
You know, you need to reach out to people, talk. This is an African brother over here and he's making it work. So the whole point of this video is to motivate you to do something better.
Yep.
It's not about working hard, it's about working smart.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So on that note, man, Kwesi, thank you so much for your time. And I hope that somebody gets touched by this video and motivated, you know,
definitely.
And reaches out to you and learn and gets better.
Definitely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was nice seeing you in person.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you guys. So on that note, kindly hit that subscribe button, hit like, follow up on the description, drop some comments, and I will see you guys on the next one. From Maryland, peace out.
Peace out.
20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me.